All in. And they're racing. Lucky Tricks was slowly away. Convititsa is racing out the back. Dart and Snow is driven into the early lead. Dart and Snow is in front from To Catch a Prince back to Little Tally the just clear of Miss Moppet back to Kahila just clear of Cosmic Star and then Rebridle Dreams. Going left-handed. Rebridle Dreams is racing wide of the pack. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Convititsa moves through the pack. Miss Moppet is racing midfield and under pressure. They have 2 furlongs to go. To Catch a Prince takes a fractional advantage. Little Tally the finish is fast. To Catch a Prince is ridden into the lead. Inside the final furlong. To Catch a Prince leads and is niggled along by a length. Lucky Tricks takes it up close home. Lucky Tricks is 1 length ahead of To Catch a Prince. Under orders. They're off. Jowdy started slowly. Samora is pushed along to an early lead. Gay Mercy is keen in 6th. The field is tightly grouped. Sir Harriet is last. Samora has quickened into the lead, going left-handed. Samora leads from On the Feather from Jowdy 2 lengths clear of Allabrook. Next is Gay Mercy just clear of Azism. Next is Sir Harriet in last position. Inside the final 4 furlongs. They have 3 furlongs to go. The favourite, On the Feather, goes nicely. On the Feather has not been asked a question yet. Azism is taking a long way around. Inside the final 2 furlongs. Samora is 1 length ahead of Jowdy. Ballabrook is flying. Samora is pushed along in the lead. Well into the final furlong. Azism is a length clear of Ballabrook. On the Feather is flying. Azism is just ahead of Ballabrook. That is close. all in. And they're racing. Miss Nausha is the leader. Web of Intrigue is keen in second. Miss Nausha is 1 length in front of Web of Intrigue from Sosumi, just clear of Spritziria, back to Cochabamba from Musical Twist in last position. Going left-handed. Web of Intrigue makes progress. Miss Nausha is 1 length in front of Web of Intrigue, a gap back to Sosumi, a gap to Spritziria, a gap back to Cochabamba. Next is Musical Twist in last position. Less than 4 furlongs to go. 3 furlongs to go. Miss Nausha is 1 length in front of Web of Intrigue, a gap to Sosumi, a gap back to Spritziria, just clear of Cochabamba, just clear of Musical Twist in last position. Musical Twist is staying on late. Miss Nausha is 3 lengths clear of Web of Intrigue. Musical Twist is making progress. Well into the final furlong. Miss Nausha just leads from Musical Twist. Musical Twist takes it up. Musical Twist is 2 lengths clear of Miss Nausha. Musical Twist. Under orders. They're off. Wedgton is urged into the early lead by a length. Serious Choice is last. Wedgton is 1 length clear of Wigwam Mama, gap to Ministero of Interior, a gap to Serious Choice in last position. They have 5 furlongs to go. Wedgton leads from Wigwam Mam, just clear of Ministero of Interior, just clear of Serious Choice in last position. Turning left-handed. Wedgton is 1 length in front of Wigwam Mam, a gap back to Minister of Interior, just clear of Serious Choice in last position. Less than 4 furlongs to go. Wedgton leads from Wigwam Mam, just clear of Minister of Interior, a few lengths to Serious Choice in last position. Less than 3 furlongs to go. Wedgton is 2 lengths in front of Wigwam Mam. Next is Minister of Interior, clear of Serious Choice in last position. Well inside the final 2 furlongs. Wedgton is pushed along and leads by 2 lengths. Into the final furlong. Minister of Interior goes into the lead. Wigwam Mam takes it up. Wigwam Mam is a length up on Minister of Interior. And it looks like a close finish. They're ready. And they're racing. And started slowly. Mr. Funshine is driven into the early lead by a length. Mr. Funshine is 1 length clear of Operasimo, back to Fair Bunny. The gap are all times just clear of it, and next is Flinty in last position. Operasimo is keen in second. Mr. Funshine is 2 lengths in front of Fair Bunny, back to rare old times, back to Operasimo, and then and just clear of Flinty in last position. Racing left-handed. Mr. Funshine is in front by 2. Mr. Funshine is in front from Fair Bunny and then rare old times, back to Operasimo, and then and a gap back to Flinty in last position. Less than 1 mile to go. Mr. Funshine is the leader from Fair Bunny, a gap to old times. Mr. Funshine is going well. They have 6 furlongs to go. Mr. Funshine is the leader from Fair Bunny, next is rare old times, and then and next is Operasimo, a gap to Flinty in last position. Inside the final 5 furlongs. Mr. Funshine leads from rare old times, ahead of Fair Bunny, a gap to and from Operasimo, just clear of Flinty in last position. Less than 4 furlongs to go. Mr. Funshine is 2 lengths clear of rare old times, back to and next is Fair Bunny. 3 furlongs to go. Fair Bunny is going well. Mr. Funshine is ridden in the lead by a length. Flinty is taking a long way around. Inside the final 2 furlongs. Operasimo is on the move. Mr. Funshine just leads from Operasimo. Flinty is flying. Operasimo takes it up. Well into the final furlong. Operasimo is niggled along into a lead. Flinty hits the front close home. Flinty is 2 lengths in front of Operasimo. Flinty is the good winner. They're ready. They're off. Ilderton Road dwelt. Firefinch is driven into the early lead. Firefinch is the leader from Capade's Dancer, just clear of Fiddle Dee and then Pequanti clear of Ilderton Road in last position. The field is strung out and base appears to be good. Ilderton Road brings up the rear and is about 6 lengths off the lead. Inside the final 5 furlongs. Going left-handed. Firefinch is 1 length clear of Capade's Dancer, a few lengths to Pequanti from Fiddle Dee, a gap back to Ilderton Road in last position. Well inside the final 4 furlongs. Fiddle Dee goes nicely back in the pack, about 6 lengths off the pace. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Firefinch lead from Capade's Dancer, a gap back to Pequanti, a gap back to Fiddle Dee, a gap back to Ilderton Road in last position. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Firefinch is 2 lengths clear of Capage Dancer. Firefinch is 3 lengths in front of Capage Dancer. Into the final furlong. Capage Dancer finishes fast. Pequanti runs on late. Capage Dancer is 1 length ahead of Firefinch. The favourite, Capage Dancer, takes it well. They're ready. And they're racing. Westland Winds was slow from the gate. Brave Stove Brave leads the way. Dooning Dream is racing keenly in third. Westland Winds is last. Brave Stove Brave leads from Cloud and a gap back to Urado, back to Ballesteros. Next is Dooning Dream, a gap to all 3 cords. Westland Winds is on the move. Ballesteros is racing behind the leaders, inside the final 5 furlongs. Westland Winds is racing midfield about 3 lengths off the pace. Asilad is racing wide of the pack, less than 4 furlongs to go. Glidden looks to be going well. Westland Winds is racing mid-division about 4 lengths off the pace. Asilad is under pressure out the back, inside the final 3 furlongs. Brave Stove Brave is 2 lengths in front of Clidden ahead of Dooning Dream. The gap to Urado from Ballesteros, the gap back to Westland Winds. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Brave Stove Brave has 2 in hand of Urado. Brave Stove Brave has a fractional lead from Urado. Inside the final furlong, Montauk Highway ups the tempo. Montauk Highway is 2 lengths in front of Urado. Montauk Highway is 3 lengths in front of Urado. Montauk Highway wins easily. They're under starter's orders. And they're racing. Seeking Power started slowly. Marvelous Value is urged into the early lead. Essib races a little freely in second. Marvelous Value is 1 length ahead of Day of Destiny, just clear of Essib. Marvelous Value ups the tempo, going left-handed. Marvelous Value is 2 lengths in front of Day of Destiny, just clear of Tapanapa, gap back to Essib. The next is Fulford from Always a Sinner. Marvelous Value heads the pack by 2, entering the final mile. Marvelous Value is in front from Day of Destiny, a gap back to Tapanapa, gap back to Always a Sinner, and then Fulford ahead of Essib, a gap to them in from Seeking Power in last position. Marvelous Value leads by 2. Marvelous Value is 2 lengths clear of Day of Destiny, just clear of Tapanapa, just clear of Always a Sinner, ahead of Fulford, a gap back to Seeking Power, just clear of Essib. Inside the final 6 furlongs. 5 furlongs to go. Marvelous Value is the leader from Day of Destiny, a few lengths to Tapanapa, 2 lengths back to Always a Sinner. Next is Fulford, a gap back to Seeking Power, and then Essib, and then Owman in last position. Well inside the final 4 furlongs. Seeking Power is pushed along in last. Seeking Power is taking the long way around. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Marvelous Value is 1 length clear of Day of Destiny, a gap back to Tapanapa, clear of Omen, and then Always a Sinner ahead of Fulford. Inside the final 2 furlongs. Marvelous Value leads and is niggled along by a length. Marvelous Value is 3 lengths clear of Day of Destiny. Into the final furlong. Marvelous Value is the clear leader. Marvelous Value is 2 lengths clear of Fulford. Here comes out Omen. Fulford takes it. The favourite wins. They're under starter's orders. And they're racing. Titango leads the way. Ultimoda races freely in 5th. Roofer is driven to lead early on. Roofer is the leader from Titania, and then Safari Guide a gap back to Skipper's Lad, just clear of Ultimoda. Going left-handed. Roofer leads from Titania, just clear of Safari Guide from Skipper's Lad, a gap back to Ultimoda. Well inside the final 4 furlongs. Roofer is the leader from Titania, just clear of Safari Guide, a gap back to Skipper's Lad. Next is Ultimoda, just clear of Diamond Green, a gap back to Ex Oriente. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Roofer is in front from Titania, a gap back to Ultimoda, a gap to Safari Guide, a gap to Diamond Green. Inside the final 2 furlongs. Here comes X Oriente. X Oriente runs on late. Inside the final furlong, X Oriente goes into a 2-length lead. X Oriente has 4 in hand of Roofer. X Oriente is going to win easily today. X all in. And they're racing. Viller is under pressure out the back. Kotasha and leads. The Leotard is racing behind the leaders. Alba Dancer is pulling hard in the rear. Kotasha and has quickened into the lead. Kotasha and is in front from Groom Dancer, just clear of this Leotard from Viller, ahead of Gabriella. Less than 5 furlongs to go. Kotasha and is in front from Groom Dancer, a gap of over back to this Leotard from Gabriella, just clear of Alba Dancer. Well inside the final 4 furlongs. Kotasha and is 1 length clear of Groom Dancer, just clear of Viller. Next is Gabriella, next is Alba Dancer from this Leotard, just clear of Night Legend back to Celtic Land. Inside the final 3 furlongs. Dankelia is going well in the rear. Jack Rackham races wide. They have 2 furlongs to go. Jack Rackham begins to stay on. Kotasha and is a length up on Alba Dancer. Night Legend is running on. Kotasha and has a fractional lead from Alba Dancer. Night Legend hits the front. Night Legend is 1 length ahead of Celtic Land. Celtic Land finishes fast, and it looks like a close finish. They're under starters orders. And they're off. Northern Bird dwelled. Just for Leo leads by a length. Just for Leo is 1 length clear of Ironical, and then Guluk. Just for Leo now leads by a length. Northern Bird is on the move from over 5 lengths off the pace. Just for Leo is 1 length ahead of Ironical. A gap back to Gulu clear of Northern Bird in last position. Northern Bird is last and driven along. Just for Leo is 1 length in front of Ironical. A gap back to Gulu 2 lengths back to Northern Bird in last position. Going left-handed. Just for Leo leads the way by 2. They have 4 furlongs to go. Just for Leo is 2 lengths clear of Ironical. A gap back to Gulu. A gap to Northern Bird in last position. Northern Bird is last and driven along, and is around 4 lengths off the pace. Inside the final 3 furlongs. Just for Leo is clearly ahead of Ironical from Gulu 2 lengths back to Northern Bird in last position. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Just for Leo is just ahead of Ironical. Cool Luke now leads. Into the final furlong. Cool Luke is ridden into the lead. Cool Luke is a length clear of Ironical. Cool Luke is 1 length ahead of Ironical. Cool Luke has 2 in hand of Ironical. Cool Luke takes it. The favourite wins well. They're under starters orders. And they're off. Esolava started slowly. Forest Lemons leads up early. Racing Demon is keen in second. Racing Demon is pushed into an early lead from Forest Lemons. They have less than a mile to go. One Nebatinos brings up the rear and is around 3 lengths off the lead. Racing Demon is the leader from Forest Lemons. A gap to hold to Ransom just clear of Esolava, just clear of Nakadathix back to 1 Nebatinos in last position. Racing Demon is 1 length in front of Forest Lemons. A gap to hold to Ransom. A gap back to Esolava just clear of Nakadathix ahead of 1 Nebatinos in last position. Inside the final 6 furlongs. Racing Demon is 1 length in front of Forest Lemons. A gap to hold to Ransom. A gap back to Esolava. Inside the final 5 furlongs. Going left-handed. 1 Nebatinos is last and driven along. 4 furlongs to go. Racing Demon is 2 lengths ahead of hold to Ransom from Forest Lemons, just clear of Esolava, just clear of Nakadathix. A gap to Nebatinos in last position. They have 3 furlongs to go. Racing Demon leads the way by 2. Racing Demon is 2 lengths in front of Forest Lemons from hold to Ransom. A gap back to Nakadathix. Next is 1 Nebatinos. A gap back to Esolava in last position. Well inside the final 2 furlongs. Inside the final furlong, Nakadathix is ridden into the lead. Nakadathix is 1 length ahead of hold to Ransom. Nakadifakes is just ahead of Hole to Ransom, and it looks like a close finish.